How's it going, everybody? Johnny Styles here with the Wellness Observer Live, brought to you by BadDudeCO.com. Visit BadDudeCO for all your supplement needs. WOL15, it'll save you money. Also, Liquid Sunrays, visit liquidsunrays.com. If you're competing in the Olympia, make sure you take your spot to have the very best competition tanning in the world. This is Johnny Styles reacting to the 2021 walkthrough and stage pose down for the reigning, defending world heavyweight champ of the world, Francielle Mattos, directly again from Brazil. The reigning champ is coming back to the Olympia stage. And this is her right here with this iconic picture by none other than the WW. We all know who you are, my friend. So in reality, I've been narrowing down stage presentations and they've gotten progressively better. Why? Because the girls that I've been posting out here, they don't know what they're doing. I was talking about Isa Pereira. I talked about Yarisha Ayala. These are girls that know their way through the runway. The one cool thing about Francielle was at that time in the Olympia, people didn't know much about her. And, in reality, people didn't even realize that she was a mother. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching at a mom that's the world champ. So people didn't know what was going to be on stage. It didn't matter if she looked perfect on stage. People didn't know how she was going to pose, how she was going to present herself. And my friends, even the godfather of wellness was taken abroad when she came out on stage. Not only the entire, fan base, the entire people were in shock, but they were loud as they could get. And she was so good. She was so darn good that they invited her back to the stage on the actual the stage, the Olympia, the big stage. Remember, there's two stages. Well, now the wellness is going to be held at the big stage as well. It was so good that people wanted it on the big stage. So they invited her to the actual Olympia stage for her to actually show the world not only what wellness is, but to show the world how amazing this body and this presentation and this everything. Again, we're going to be talking, this is part of the stage presentation from the Olympia, the big stage. So you can see the backdrop and all that. That's actually the big stage. They invited her in because it was so darn good. People needed to realize, hey, this is the world champ and this is how wellness is represented. One thing about her, that's what makes her special, that she is kind of like a unicorn. Her body shape and structure are so unique, and her stage presentation, I always talk about how you got to be sexy, sensual, because the wellness category is all about being sexy, sensual, and showing that to the world. She embodies that and much more. So now I'm going to be playing the video from 2021, and I'm going to be talking through it, and I'm going to give you my star rating that I gave her last year. And we're going to talk about it because, again, I was taken abroad too. I remember talking to Anne Louise Freitas and Ricardo Banain, their coaches, and I had to go and shake their hand and say, you guys did a near perfect job. And a lot of people, judges and friends and fans, consider her to have perfect proportions for the wellness category. So this is Francielle right here at the Olympia. Before she did all that, she just stood there and did like a cool turn, and that was really cool. Like before her, competitors didn't do that. So I remember her walking 1, 2, 3, 4. While she was walking, she was looking at herself down, up, playing with her hair, smiling, very confident, very happy, very cool to be there at the biggest stage. She stopped right here and she showed her famous Francielle pose, which is her front pose, which is now considered the wellness front pose. But what happens with her is that If you ever see Francielle in person, she is not ginormous, but when she poses, especially this front pose, this pose suits her so well that it makes her look big. It makes her look full. So when she did this pose, it was crazy to see. And the side one, and then the other turnaround and the back. Look at this teardrop from her glutes straight to her hamstrings. She lets it feel, and now she's gonna turn around, side up, arm, and show the front side from the side, other side, and again to her front pose. Notice how she went from her front pose, transitioned to the back, and then came back to the front pose again. That's, my friend, that's a professional right there, and loads of timing in the situation. A lot of people didn't know if she was going to do the side pose, and then she ended up doing it. It was very cool to see, especially when she turns around here and she does the same back pose again. Notice how she's doing it twice. And then, the side step, she'll walk, and then she'll do her back pose. And then she'll, this is her trademark right here, which it's not on video, but you guys saw it earlier in the whole Olympia lineup right here. She was doing the posing, right? She pretty much did the same thing. And at the end, you'll watch it here in a second. She has her hands on her hip, and then she'll look to the back. And that was like the final trademark, to like the seal of the house right there. So people can understand that, hey, I'm the champ. And to be the man, you got to beat the man. And this is the woman that everybody has to beat in order to win the Olympia. It's very interesting because no matter how hard I try to pick these girls apart, when you're that damn good, it's hard to pick them apart because you are that damn good. Again, I've noticed that she's back. She's in Vegas again. 1 week out, she's been training at the Dragons there with I saw a picture with her and Flex Lewis right there. Game, recognize its game. And she was also training with Ryan Fogal, which I even posted in my timeline. This might be the best top two in the world training together. And how cool is that, for them to be training together and just, enjoying, because that's what it's all about. When you're on stage, you're fighting. But when you're not on stage, you're just right there, fighting, not fighting, I believe. I'm sorry. So this is her training at the Dragons there. You can see what I kind of said the same thing about Isa. I said, these girls are unicorns. These girls have mastered somehow, some way, the chemistry of being in shape, but not being overly hard, but not being overly soft. And that, my friends, again, is something that not everybody can achieve, because a lot of people either do two things. Either they get too hard or they get too soft. This is her update straight from Vegas. And as you can see, my friends, the champ didn't need to, be in Vegas 2 months to get this conditioning. The champ just got into town and looks ridiculous. This is Francielle Mattos days before the final showdown in Olympia. Very, very, very impressive. I remember giving her 5 stars. And if you know, and if you follow Wellness Observer Live, you know that I've only given 5-star ratings to just a few people. She, my friends, was one of them. And I remember as clear as day, this was it. Stage presentation, complete package, extremely, extremely nice curves, terrific conditioning, and lots of sex appeal. I remember saying that because when you saw her live, that, my friends, it defines what wellness is. Lots of sex appeal, a lot of wow factor, and it screams Miss Olympia. Period. She has all the muscles necessary to be on top, and that includes the humongous teardrop on her glutes. And of course, how can I leave the amazing calves on her? Because if you're gonna be Miss Olympia, you need to have calves. If you're gonna beat or try to beat Miss Olympia, you need to have a complete package. And she has, my friends, the most complete package in the entire division. We're just going to have to wait and see if Francielle can be dethroned. And I will talk more about that in my preview/prediction video. Let me know in the comments below if you like her, if you think she has it in the bag. I remember when Ronnie Coleman was competing, and he didn't even need to pose to people for no. The moment he walked out, we all knew it was going to be game over. So is it one of those things with Francielle? When Isa Pereira came out at the Arnold Classic, I remember people seeing, all right, this one is Isa Pereira's show to win. Same thing with Francielle. Is it that obvious? Is it that, is she on that other level that nobody can touch her? Let me know in the comments below. I posted a poll in the Instagram page to see if you guys liked Francielle to win. And at the moment, it was like 90% of you thought or thinks that, she has it in the bag. This has been Johnny Styles, the Godfather of Wellness. Stay tuned because I'm going to be talking about the dark horses and, of course, the prediction show for the 2022 Miss Wellness Olympia. One of the hardest predictions to do and one of the hardest top 10s, because remember, you got to do top 10, top 6, top 4, and you got to do the dark horses. But I believe I'm going to be doing a separate video for the dark horses just because there's so many good girls competing, 39 competitors, and yeah, you're going to see some great changes. And I told you a year in advance, that first call out that we saw last year in 2021 is absolutely going to change. This has been the Godfather of Wellness, Johnny Styles. Thank you so much for following. You can also listen on Spotify and iTunes. Follow on Instagram, of course, for the up-to-date wellness news in the world of course, professional wellness. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Let's do this.